SCP-042. Object Class: Safe. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-042 is currently housed within Minimum Security Padlock 12 at Bio-Research Area 32. Despite SCP-042's seemingly disinclination to attempt escape at this point, security measures must be maintained at all times. Previous attempts to maintain the health of the ground cover in Pad 12 have failed to date. Despite regular watering, SCP-042's presence is leaving the ground parched whenever it treads. As it has not been determined what happens to added water, the program of watering has been discontinued as unnecessary and potentially hazardous to the local water table. Monitoring of local well levels and sampling the area's water is to be carried out on a weekly basis. Personnel interacting with SCP-042, including any handlers, medical professional feeders, and custodial staff, must submit to a thorough search, including data redacted, prior to entrance into Padlock 12. Any personnel attempting to smuggle a weapon or an object which can be used as a weapon is to be immediately data redacted. Personnel are to undergo psychological screening once per week after interacting in any way with SCP-042. Medical personnel examining the wounds on SCP-042's back are to be closely monitored at all times, lest they attempt to euthanize SCP-042. Description: SCP-042 is an animal believed to be a member of the genus Iguus. Its coat is a white color with small brown spotting. It stands at 183 centimeter, 18 hands. That's roughly 6 foot 2, I believe. And its withers weighs 710 kilograms. Its weight has dropped significantly since it's been in the Foundation in custody due to both atrophy from lack of physical activity and refusal to eat. The liquid nutrients diet forcibly administered keeps it alive, but it remains emaciated and weak. SCP-042 exhibits 2 large bone protrusions from its back linked to a powerful musculature now atrophied throughout its back. These bones end at 37 centimeters from the surface of its musculate back, and they protrude from the skin at open, ragged wounds. To date, no healing has been observed of these wounds, though some clotting has been taking place for SCP-042 to have not bled out. SCP-042 exhibits a listless of demeanor and has been unresponsive to any attempt by skilled handlers to incite activity. If allowed to do so, SCP-042 will lay down on the ground immobile, not moving to drink, eat, or relieve itself. Pain response conditionings has proven somewhat effective in getting SCP-042 to rise so that it can't be cleaned. Eventually, it will lay back down again no matter the strength of the shock being administered, even to the point of losing consciousness. Researchers are divided as to SCP-042's level of intelligence, while some believe it is simply an animal with no smarter than other than of its genus. Others have come to believe that it may be in fact be sapient. It has been shown to make eye contact with persons entering Padlock 12, most of whom describe its looks as pleading. SCP-042 has been involved in incidents on multiple occasions where it has been injured in pieces of equipment or its enclosure, which those arguing for intelligence believe have been intentionally caused by SCP-042. Addendum: a request was submitted by Dr. P to transfer SCP-042 to Bio-Research Area 4 on Redacted 19, which was approved by 05-5 Dr. P. Altered transportation documents to indicate that SCP-042 was to be airlifted rather than transported by armored convoy. During transit, Dr. P overpowered the pilot and transport aircraft and took the controls, plunging the craft into the steep dive. Passengers and cargo experienced nearly a minute of weightlessness before security personnel regained control of the aircraft and loaded off. As Dr. P was being bound to the plane landed, SCP-042 broke free of the containment and kicked 2 security personnel to death in the cargo bay. Cargo bay security footage shows after that point, SCP-042 approached Dr. P and touched its muzzle to his face. Dr. P exhibited signs of euphoria while contact was maintained, but when additional security personnel subdued SCP-042 with the tranquilizer darts and contact was broken, he collapsed into a catatonic state from which he did not recover. After hearing concerns in his actions, Dr. P was euthanized while under Foundation medical care on redacted date 1900.